Hi, it's Mr. Weimann here, and I want to share with you a fun lesson we did yesterday in math class. So I told a story to my students, making up a few of these numbers, about myself, Mr. Weimann, going to Wawa, and I made some purchases. So the story was that I have a gift card and I want to use it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to purchase everything using the gift card. I want to know how much extra money I need, or do I have to get cash out of my truck before I go in to pay for everything, right? So if I got 10 gallons of gas, and I just threw a number out there, I couldn't even remember how much gas costs right now, at $3.49, and I chose that number because we're going to be rounding in order to do all this math in our heads. But 349 is a tricky number to round because are you going to round up to $4 or are you going to round to 350? Or if you truly rounded to the nearest hundred or nearest dollar, you would really round down to $3. But then that would lose the almost 50 cents, half a dollar, which wouldn't be a very accurate number. But all that is more problems for the future, right? Let's just do this like truly the way we learned it in math class. So 10 gallons at 349, one sandwich at $2.99, two bottles of water or H2O at $1.99, a snack for $4.99, and then six bananas at 79 cents each. Um, so what did we do? Well, first, we want to round these numbers to the nearest dollar, and then we need to take a look at how many of each I got. So if we rounded this down to $3, we would then multiply that times 10. And if we did that, we would have $3, uh, 10 gallons at $3, and we would multiply that, and this is one of my students' work, it would be $30, right? One sandwich at $2.99, we would round that to $3, and that would just be the $3, and we don't have to write 1 times 3. Two bottles of water for $2 would be 2 times 2, which is $4. And then one snack, we'd round that to $5, would be the 5. And then six bananas at $1, because we'd round the 79 cents up, would be $6. And we add all of these numbers together, the products, after having multiplied the number of items times the rounded number, we add all that up and it comes to $48, which doesn't look like my gift card of $25 will cover it. How much cash do I need to pitch in to make my purchase? We didn't work that out because what we did next was, rather than going further with my purchasing, we wanted to visualize the cost of these items. And how do you do that? How do you see how much things cost? Well, you can see the numbers, but what does that really mean? What we did was we made bar graphs. Now, you could make a bar graph with pencil and paper, but oftentimes the accuracy gets lost. Um, because take a look at this. You've got $30 of gas, okay, or fuel. And then this student didn't have the lines going across. So the six bananas or $6 of bananas ended up being almost half as much as the fuel. So you know what we did? Instead of doing it on paper, which that one particular student tried, we actually opened the Numbers app in our iPads. We had to install it from self-service, and then we chose this charting basics in order to put in more information than just a typical bar graph. And this was really cool and fun. First of all, we had to title our graph, Mr. Wyman Goes to Wawa. Then we wrote items purchased for this category, for this column, and then we labeled all of the items that Mr. Wyman that I bought. And then over here, we wrote down the price. Now the price, and then we put the price of each item. Now these were the rounded prices, right? We could do the actual accurate prices as well. But we already had this data and we just wanted to see and visualize how much I was paying for things, right? Once we put this data in and we just put in these numbers, the Numbers app actually made this graph for us, which was really neat. And then it gets turned on its side over here, and it's exactly the same data and it's shown the same way. And you can see here, bananas is definitely not half the price of the fuel or gas. It's actually less than a quarter, isn't it? And the chart breaks this up into four sections, And I asked the question, how come the chart only goes up to 30? Well, that's the largest number that we're working with, so it doesn't have to go any higher than that. One thing I wanted to point out was that we didn't get to, and I think would be neat, is over here, there's like a description of what this type of, bar graph is. And I think it seemed like you could change all kinds of things within this little template. And I think right here would be an excellent place to actually type your conclusion from the data of the graph or explain what the graph is. So an explanation of what all this data means, and maybe a little bit about the story of Mr. Weimann, me going to Wawa and purchasing these things, could go in this area. And that would make a top-notch bar graph created in the Numbers app. So title, criteria, numbers or data or information, categories, bar graph. Make sure everything is accurate. Here you have to have the numbers on the side. And we talked a little bit about why these numbers were kind of odd. They aren't, I would expect typically to see like 10, 20, 30, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But perhaps this app simply always makes it into four sections. I don't know. It's something that we could look into and try and compare different graphs as we make more and more and more.